Hello everybody. This time I would like to model a hinge to show some more modeling tips and tools which I use when I model in Blender. Okay, for that I add Shift A circle, tap to edit mode, and rotate this circle around the Y by 90 degrees, so R, Y, 90, and left click. Now I go to the orthographic right view and press the 2 key to select edge mode, then E, right click to activate the extrude tool, S to scale in, and scale this in to about here. Depends on how solid you want to make your hinge. Either this is a very thin one, this is a very heavy one, so I do something in the middle, like so. Now I press the F key to fill, then I press the P key to separate this selection. We have now two objects, one is this outer one, and the other one is the middle one. Let's start with the middle one. So I select it in object mode, tap to edit mode, again Alt A, deselect everything, just this one, edit mode. Now we can select all and then extrude and control extrude this to -8 meters. It's a huge hinge, but you can always scale it down to whatever you like. Okay, this is done. Now select this one, go back to edit mode, then right ortho, so I select 1, 2, 3, 4, select some edges, faces, delete them, go to the edge mode, extrude in Y, control extrude to about here. We must also delete these two faces, X, delete. Now I need an edge in here, so Control R, left click and slide it to this desired place, like here. Okay, now we can select everything, A, E, and then Control, bring this out too, and with this faces selected, I grab on X and Shift push this back just a tiny little bit. Now we can select everything with the A key, Shift D to duplicate it, and press X so we know 1, 2, and I Shift D again. This is only kind of a guide which I need later and can delete. So now first I go to face mode, Control plus, and delete these faces. We can delete the rest later. Okay, now I can bridge these two, right click, bridge faces, and now I can extrude this one, so right click, no, I must first go and select vertex snapping, so I can snap to one of these vertices here. So extrude, then press the Control key, and as soon as you go to one of these vertices, you see it gives a circle. When you left click, it is absolutely 100% aligned. Let's do the same with this face here. So shift click on this one. Now we can select everything. We still have snap to vertex active, so I grab this in X and control click or control, put the cursor on here and left click, and this is 100% aligned also. This is a very handy snapping feature. We can now go back to just this part and in edit mode I select this face here, press the L key or Control L, which selects all the linked faces, and then X and delete faces. Okay, now we only have what we need, and now I want to make the holes in here. So Control R and 2, I make 3 and delete 1. 3 and right click, then Alt middle and X dissolve edges. Okay, top view, and then I go to vertex mode and to X-ray mode, select these vertices here and make sure we have only selected 6. Yes, there are no doubles. Then I press bevel the favorites Q key and bevel vertices and shift. Bring this out to about here. Then I right click and subdivide this. I don't know why these edges come. They do not come always. But anyway, we can get rid of them later. And then I make 5 cuts, or yeah, 5 is okay. No, I make 4. Yes, 4 is better for selection purposes. Now I deselect everything and press the C key for circle select. Go to edge mode. C and select these edges, and we have selected 16, 8, 16, yes, it's good. Right click and then X again and dissolve edges. And now I need to reselect these here. Somehow I select all these middle polygons. This would not be necessary if we didn't have got these edges in between. I think this is a bug. So Control plus to here. Okay, now we can right click and loop tools, circle, and then unfortunately we cannot just bridge the faces. Doesn't work, as you can see. So Control Z. And what I do first now is I press X again and say dissolve faces. And it still would not work. As you can see, still the same problem. But now I can select them separate. So right click, bridge faces, select these ones, right click, these ones, and this is another thing I very much like on Blender, that it puts the cursor always to where we used the tool last time. Okay, now I need to put edges in here. I could just add Control R, an edge in here like this, but I would like to show you another tool which I use quite a lot, namely the knife tool. So I go to a side view here, for example, then press K for knife, and just look at this last line down here. When I press K, it shows you, this is by the way with all the tools, it shows you what additional options you can have with this tool. So we need angle constraint, C, we need cut through, which is set, and we need to put it in the middle, which is Control. So Control, and now I can left click and just to here, or doesn't matter. Then press the Enter key and we have this cut now, and actually I just need it, the ones in here. So we can delete this one, 2 key for edge mode, and X dissolve edges. And this is as if I would have put 3 edges in here. Now I select the bottom in face mode, so Alt, Shift Alt, Shift Alt, and now we want to scale it, but scale individual origins. So that's like local in MODO, and I scale it, but I only want to scale it in X and Y and not in Z. So I can say scale, Shift Z, and now it will only scale it in X and Y till we think it looks right. Okay, next I want to bevel these 2 edges here. So click on them, Control B for bevel, and bevel it in, and mouse wheel up till we think that looks good, like so. Good. Now we can go to select. No, I go to here first, select this middle part also, go back to edit mode and say select sharp edges, and then Control B and bevel them a little, but only 2 segments and a profile of 1. And maybe I should save this. Save as untitled. Okay, now let's have a look what we got in item mode. We can shade smooth this. That looks pretty good. So right click, shade flat, go back again, and now I need to put the 3D cursor to the exact middle of this object, and to do that I select this face, right click and poke faces, make spiky, right click, poke faces. Now we have 2 vertices here in the middle. I select the 2, then Shift S and cursor to selected, and now our cursor is right here in the middle, and I can change the pivot point now to 3D cursor, and I select a polygon in here, press the L key or Control L to select linked, then Shift D to duplicate this, and rotate it around Z or Control rotate it by 180 degrees, like so. And we are done. Let's see how it looks. So tap to object mode, right click, shade smooth, and have a look at it with with a matte cap, this one, and this looks pretty perfect. Right, Control Alt Space, and here we are. Here is a hinge with screw holes, and with, when you have seen and understood all the Blender tutorials I made so far, you know 98% of what I use for modeling. So, thanks for watching, take care, and see you some other time. Bye bye.